Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a couple of weeks. I've just been busy with life, but now we're back. And to get back into it, I wanted to do a kind of a different video for you guys today. I wanted to do a story time kind of video where I was going to talk to you guys about how I started getting into investing and where it all started. So let's get into it. When I was around 14 years old, just to give you guys a quick little time frame, I was really into soccer. And I kind of wanted to get a part-time job during the summer to be able to have some extra cash and buy some things on my own. So I decided to take courses on being a soccer ref. So even up to now, it was one of my best paying jobs. It was around $18 for every 40-minute game, which back then, was a really good amount of money. And so throughout that whole first summer at 14 years old, I was doing these little tournaments of, it was young kids that I was reffing. They were around 5-6 years old. So I was doing 40-minute games for 5-6-year-olds and doing these kind of little tournaments. And because I was already playing soccer, it was a really fun job for me. I really enjoyed it. And all I remember is at the end of the summer, I had around $800 in my bank account. And at that age, I thought it was a lot of money, and it was at 14 years old. It was my first job, my first full summer of actually making money, having a little part-time job. And all I remember is going to Toys R Us with my mom a couple months later. And I blew almost all my paycheck on these Nerf guns. And I remember seeing a bazooka. If I find a picture of it, I'll put it right here for you guys. It was a Nerf bazooka that one of my friends had at his house. And I always wanted it. So I ended up seeing it at Toys R Us, getting it, and getting a bunch of other guns with it. So, I bought some there, and I think I went another time after that and blew my whole paycheck. So within a span of about 6 months, I blew my whole $800 that I had made during a whole summer. So that was my real first lesson of money, where I realized, I bought all these Nerf guns. Now that I'm tired of playing with it, what do I do? So after a period of time where you play with stuff or, you use stuff, most of us get tired of it. So that's what happened with me with my Nerf guns. I loved the, the big bazooka at the beginning and the other Nerf guns that I had. But after a period of time, you get annoyed with it. And then I realized that the stuff that I wanted to buy later on throughout that year, I couldn't buy it because I had $0 in my account. So that initial Nerf gun craze that I had made me lose about $800. I had fun with it, but that was my first real lesson with money. After that, I found a couple different jobs. I don't know why I didn't go back to being a soccer ref, but I only did it for about one summer. I really don't know why, but I bounced around after that. So I had, as an Italian kid, I had the classic marriage hall job. So I was, serving marriage halls. It was long shifts. That didn't last too long because I was in school, and it was Friday, Saturdays most of the time, and sometimes they also needed me on Sundays, where it was, from 2 p.m. to 3 in the morning on a Sunday, and then on the next Monday I had to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to go to school. So that didn't last too long. It lasted about, let's say, another 6-7 months. Where I did that, I saved up my money. Then I bounced around in a couple different restaurant jobs, the classic busboy, then became a waiter, and I ended up working a bit in retail. So I bounced around a couple places here and there, about a year or two for every job. And then at the end of 16 years old, I had a bit of money saved into my bank account, but I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't want to blow it, so I was kind of just stashing it away, putting it in my checking account, not doing anything with it. So I was just saving it. And then one day I was talking to my dad, and we were talking about stocks and investments and just what it was at the beginning, because I had no idea what stocks were. And then he was telling me that when you're buying a stock, you're actually becoming part of the company, so you actually are an owner of that company. Some shares you can vote with. I have some, every couple of months I get papers to vote. They don't mean anything because, you have such a small portion of the ownership of the company that it doesn't mean anything when you vote for anything, but it's kind of cool, So you're actually owning some businesses that you want. And that really got my mind intrigued into stocks and what they were. So at the end of 16, going on 17, I had this craze where I was just researching stocks and what it was, what to buy, what to get into. So for about a year, I was working at the same time, but for that year, I was just obsessed with stocks. I was just reading everything online. I have my monitors where I would just read about my stocks all day long, seeing what to buy, what to do with my money, and how to make more money. Because at the end of the day, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to, go out, spend a bunch of money, and then be left with nothing like I was when I was 14 years old with those Nerf guns. So I wanted to do something with my money. I didn't have enough to buy any real estate or anything like that. So I was looking to do something with it to make it grow in the long run. I'm a long-term investor now, so that's what I do with my money. I invest for the long term. So I look at my stocks, 5 years down the line, but also, 30, 40 years down the line, see how my portfolio is gonna do. And that's how I see things. I don't see things, for a 3-month span. So to get back on track, at 17, for about a year, I was obsessed with just researching stocks and learning about it, learning everything about it until I hit 18. And then when I hit 18 years old, I met my broker. Her name's Debbie, and she's been helping me for the past 3-4 years now in the stock market. Just learning about stocks, feedback that she has about stocks that I buy, stock that I should buy. So, it's kind of a love-hate relationship where sometimes I want to buy stocks, she doesn't recommend it. Sometimes she recommends me stocks and I don't want to buy it. So, it's a bit of a give and take, but it's, at the end of the day, it's a good thing. It's always good to have a discussion with someone that knows about stocks. And, that was when I was 18 years old, and now I'm 21. So for the past 3 years, I'd say, yeah, I've been in the stock market, letting my money grow. And it's been a fun ride. I kind of want to share some stuff with you guys about my stock portfolio and milestone I actually hit a couple of weeks ago, but I kind of want to save it for a future video. So we'll see. I might do it in the next week, or I might wait, for a better time. So we'll see how that goes. That was my quick little story of how I started getting into investments and how it all started. Hopefully it wasn't too long, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any questions or comments about anything, just drop it down below. I'll be more than happy to answer you guys. And maybe I'll share some of my milestones with you guys in the next couple of weeks or a couple of days. So if you guys have any video requests, put it down below, like the video, and that's it, guys. Peace out.